Hey guys, it's Raul again, and today I'll be bringing you my spoiler-free review on The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. Now, The Diabolic is a YA sci-fi story that revolves around our one main character, Nemesis, who is a Diabolic. And Diabolics are basically just robots or cyborgs that are created to protect that person that they are kind of surged with. So Nemesis gets surged with the senator's daughter. Her name is Sidonia, and she is kind of ordained to kind of live her life to protect the senator's daughter. Now, very early on in this book, I think within like chapter 1 or 2, Diabolics are banned. Then they are kind of ordered by the emperor, who's kind of the higher up of everybody in this world, to destroy their Diabolics, because Diabolics have been kind of killing people that they shouldn't have been killing. They're kind of overprotecting the people that they're supposed to be protecting by like killing off family members when they feel people are being threats to the person that they're created to protect. So they're kind of deemed too dangerous to have, and the emperor orders to kind of have everybody kill off their Diabolics. And the senator actually goes against the emperor's will and keeps their Diabolic Nemesis to protect their daughter Sidonia, because he doesn't feel that she is very safe in this world and with everything that's going on. So they kind of lie and fake Nemesis's death, and then eventually there are some repercussions when the emperor finds out about some things that the senator did. So as kind of punishment for what the senator does, he actually calls for Sidonia, the senator's daughter, to go to the imperial court, and everyone's scared that they're just going to end up killing her off. So they send Nemesis in place of the senator's daughter. Now, the reason why they were able to do that was because in this world, everyone lives kind of on different planets and different galaxies and stuff, so nobody's ever really kind of physically seen each other, because it takes too long to travel between places. So everyone kind of interacts within like this online world where they have avatars and stuff, so no one's physically seen a lot of the other people, so no one's really seen Sidonia in real life. So that's why it's so easy for them to send Nemesis and say that Nemesis is actually the senator's daughter, because no one's actually physically seen her. This is kind of where everything takes off, where the story focuses on is just Nemesis taking the place of the senator's daughter and infiltrating the imperial court without anybody knowing. So that's kind of the general plot of this book and where kind of things take off. Now, as far as the characters go, I felt like Nemesis as our main character was actually a pretty solid character. She is, like I said, kind of like a cyborg type person, so she's not completely human, and this is in first person, so you do get, with the writing at least, a lot of kind of her thought process and the way that she thinks by not being completely human. And I didn't absolutely love her perspective at times, because you don't really get a full detailed kind of emotional experience with this one, but it is understandable, like I said, because Nemesis is a Diabolic. She is a half robot, so she doesn't really have the capacity to feel and to think like human beings actually do. So that was a pretty cool touch to have it. I didn't, like I said, I didn't absolutely love it, but I didn't hate it. It wasn't something that was super distracting. It wasn't anything that kept me from not wanting to continue on because of Nemesis' voice in this one, but I still really enjoyed the fact that it was written that way, that you kind of got like this skewed idea of reality and how humans are supposed to act and stuff. So that was still really enjoyable. As far as a lot of the side characters go, I enjoyed a lot of the side characters. I thought they were really good, and they kind of complemented Nemesis really well. The villains in this one I felt were a little one note. I didn't feel like they were as well developed. Some of them I really enjoyed, but some of them I felt were a little bland. Like, there are some instances in here where everyone's just kind of being bad just for the sake of being bad, and they don't really give too much detail as to that, but I still, like I said, really enjoyed them. I just felt like they were a little one note at times. As far as the world goes, that was probably my favorite aspect of this book. I absolutely loved the world building. I loved the kind of political intrigue and the politics within this world, with like the emperor and the senator and the imperial court and all of these different kind of factions and races of people that were in here. And I really enjoyed that aspect from very early on. It was really easy for me to understand. Like, usually going into first books in series, and then especially sci-fi, it's a little bit hard to pick up on, but the author was able to kind of give us enough to understand everything that was going on, but not giving us too much information where it felt info dumpy. You can kind of like put pieces together. She gave us enough information to understand it. So I really enjoyed that, because it was just easy for me to follow and easy for me to figure out this new world with this new political system and everything. So that was probably my favorite aspect of this, was just the world and everything that was going on within it. I really enjoyed that. Now, as far as the story goes, there were a couple of issues for me with the pacing. Like, I felt like it moved really quickly at some points, and then it kind of slowed down at other points, and then by the end it just went really, really fast, and so much happened in probably the last 50 pages or so. But other than that, I still really enjoyed it. I enjoyed kind of everything that was going on within them. There is kind of a romance that develops toward probably more than halfway through this book, which was okay, but I really don't love romances in a lot of YA. So I felt like this was a book that could have done without the romance, but that's just my opinion. If you guys like romance in YA, you're probably going to enjoy this one. There are a couple of things in here, trigger warnings with sexual abuse or attempted rape and stuff that were in there very briefly, but just so you know that that is in there. There is attempted rape at some point. And then there is toward the end. I know a lot of people don't like when kind of people's sexualities are used as plot devices and stuff. So there is toward the end where someone's kind of sexuality is revealed, but you kind of get hints and you get a feeling that this person might be gay or not. They should have either done it from the very beginning instead of just kind of revealing it toward the end. I think it would have been a lot better and a lot more intriguing, especially with romance, to have known this from the beginning. And yeah, so that was just my small gripe when it came to that one. I felt like it would have improved if we would have known this character was LGBTQ from the beginning, and it would have made things better for me. So like I mentioned, toward the end, the last 50 pages or so were super, super fast paced. A lot of it happened. A lot of these characters ended up dying. I think it was probably because this book, apparently for when it first came out, was supposed to be a standalone, so they were trying to wrap everything up very quickly. Kind of really want to read more within this world, so I'm kind of glad it's part of a series now, and there are 2 more books that are supposed to be coming out for this series, because like I said, I really enjoyed the world and everything that was going on, and the plot I really enjoyed at times. So I'm really intrigued to see kind of what they end up doing in the next 2 books, because like I said, a lot of people end up dying within the last 50 pages of this one. So half the original cast from this one is kind of gone at this point. So we will see what happens for the rest of the series, but either way, I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I felt like this was a very good, very solid YA sci-fi, but this is definitely one that I really, really enjoyed, and it kind of made me want to check out more YA sci-fi in the future. So that is it for my review on The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. Comment down below and let me know if you guys have read The Diabolic and what your thoughts and feelings were. Thank you guys all again for watching, and I will see you all next time.